Insert dog face right now. Now you know if I'm doing two free videos in less than 48 hours, sums up. Because if you notice, over the last couple months, I haven't really done that. There was a time I was doing that in 2017. I remember in November, I actually did 8 free videos. I think that's the most, either the most or second most highest number of free videos I did in a single month was November. Yeah, I did. November, I did 8 free videos. Last time I did 2 free videos in a period of 48 hours or less was the first week in November and in roughly mid-December. Yeah, last time was mid-December. I did 2 videos related to the Me Too movement. 2 days in a row, actually. I think it was December 12th and December 13th. I did 2 videos in a row related to the Me Too movement. So I wasn't planning on coming back with another free video until Monday. But I had to do a response to some of the responses I've gotten on my very last video about good girls versus sluts. Now, first, I'll preface this video by saying, for all you guys who've given me nothing but kudos and praise and showed me gratitude and appreciation for my last video as well as all my videos, you know, I got a lot of love and respect for you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. But I think it's inevitable that I'm always have my haters and critics. Although this situation related to today is not just what I would call haters and critics, but some guys who have always shown me respect. But I had at least a handful of guys felt like they had Alan, I got you moment with my last video. And 1 or 2 guys write me publicly and some other guys write me privately feeling like they had a Alan, I got you moment. Here's where they feel like they think they got me. Last year, I said in a video, I was criticizing guys for whining and complaining about women's behavior. And I made the statement that the only time I feel like a woman deserves harsh criticism is when she misrepresents herself to men. Misrepresents herself. For example, you meet a woman, y'all start dating, and she gives you the impression that she's anything but materialistic. But as the days, weeks, and months go on, you realize she's one of the most materialistic women you've ever met. That would be representative of a woman who misrepresented herself to you. You meet a woman that tells you she's all about strictly monogamous sexual relationships, and she specifically tells you that she's engaged in nothing but strictly monogamous sexual relationships. But as the days, weeks, and months go by, you start finding out that this woman's had one-night stands here and there, weekend flings here and there, and other variations of short-term non-monogamous sex. That would represent a woman who's misrepresented herself. Now, the theme of my last video was that you need to quit being passive-aggressive, and along with that, you need to quit being so highly judgmental. If you're already in possession of either the ebook, paperback, or audiobook version of Ooh Say It Again, you know I spend a chapter or 2 criticizing men who are sexually hypocritical, indiscreet, and highly judgmental. I say that'll kill your game with women. Among other reasons, that'll just kill your game with women. Once women identify those 3 characteristics in you, your game is killed. It's done. You're going to have to move on to another social circle, if not an entirely new city. Believe that shit. And some guys felt like I contradicted myself in my video on Monday. why, because I said you shouldn't be passing judgment on women's sexuality. They was like, well, Ellen, you talk about the women who are 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s. Well, the women who are 2s, 3s, and to a lesser extent 4s, those women are misrepresenting themselves. They're acting like they're good girls, but really they kinky freaks and sluts, so why shouldn't you pass judgment on them? Let me start here. Let's get to the root. Why do you think women have an adverse reaction to being called a slut? Or a hoe? How do you think women have an adverse reaction to being called a slut or a hoe? Is it because you saying that she don't know how to fuck, or she don't know how to suck dick? Are you saying that she doesn't know how to please and satisfy a man in bed? So if you're not saying anything negative about her potential to please you and satisfy you in bed, why would a woman have a negative reaction to being called a slut or a hoe? Now, some men have argued that, hey man, men get called man whores and man sluts all the time, and we ain't bothered by that. Why should women be bothered by that? Why you think? Why you think? What's Alan Roger Currie's golden rule? The rule that supersedes every other belief, attitude, philosophy you should have about dealing with women. And this actually applies to both genders. It doesn't just apply to men, it applies to both genders. This is at least one rule of mine that applies equally to both genders. In case you've forgotten, my number one rule above all rules is this: never, ever confuse and conflate the appeal of your sexual attention and companionship with the appeal of your non-sexual attention and companionship. Don't ever confuse and conflate the appeal of those two things. Those are apples and oranges. Those are apples and oranges. Do you get that? Do you get that? Get it? Got it? Good. Okay. What do men typically overvalue and what do women typically overvalue related to that rule? Do you think women tend to overestimate their sexual companionship? Fuck no. Because all you thirsty motherfuckers always throwing dick at them on a daily basis. So they ain't overvaluing that. I'll get to that in a moment. Trust me. Women tend to be most guilty of overestimating and overvaluing the appeal of their non-sexual companionship. That's what women are most guilty of. They tend to overestimate and overvalue the appeal of their non-sexual companionship. Men, on the other hand, many men have the bad habit of overestimating and overvaluing the appeal of their sexual companionship. So, women's main mistake is they tend to think because a man loves their sexual companionship that he's automatically going to love their non-sexual companionship. Men, just the opposite. They tend to think because a woman loves their non-sexual companionship that she's automatically going to love his sexual companionship. That ain't how life works. Wake the fuck up. Okay? That ain't how life works in the real world. In TV and movies, maybe. But in the real world, life don't work like that. Women, I don't like to have to spell things out to you guys like you fifth graders. I like for you guys to figure shit out. Speaking of that, I mentioned one time in 2017, it's interesting how I can give some of y'all the same exact information. And let's say, I don't know, 50% of y'all will watch my videos and say, man, I don't get what this motherfucker talking about. He just rambling and shit. He just rambling. I don't get what the fuck he talking about. That's about, say, 50% of y'all. Then another 30, 35% of y'all are like, yeah, he made a few good points, but, you know, it wasn't nothing special. Then I'll have about 15 to 20% of y'all that'll be like, damn. Roger Currie just dropped some dimes in that motherfucker. Other motherfuckers might have thought he was just rambling, but that motherfucker dropped some golden nuggets in that motherfucker. So that just shows you, man, just because y'all all receiving the same information from me at the same time, don't mean y'all gonna all absorb it the same way. That's been true of just about all my videos, man. Again, I'll have roughly half motherfuckers, you know, write comments to the effect of, man, you know, Roger Currie, he just rambling and shit. He just ranting and rambling and shit, getting all mad and shit. But he ain't really saying shit. Then again, I have another 30, 35% of y'all give me like semi-kudos. Y'all be like, yeah, that was entertaining and somewhat enlightening. But then I always have at least 1 out of 5 people who watches my videos that say, damn, dude, you just dropped some serious morsels of wisdom. You dropped some golden nuggets. Because a lot of shit I say, you got to think about it. You got to marinate on it. You got to marinate on it. You notice I say that a lot of times after I say shit. I say marinate on that for a few seconds or a few minutes or even a few days. Marinate on what I say. Now, going back to my original thing, why do women have an aversion to being called slut? Because some guys say, well, men, we don't have an aversion. Men don't care if women disrespect their non-sexual companionship. Most men don't give a fuck. That's why it don't bother you to be called a male whore or a male slut. Because most men don't give a fuck if our non-sexual companionship is undervalued or even completely disrespected. We don't give a fuck. That's the only reason why it don't bother us. Because we don't give a fuck. Men, like, when it comes to spending time with people in a platonic, non-sexual way, a lot of guys like to spend time with other guys. They don't like to spend time with women. Women aren't like that. Women love for their non-sexual companionship to be valued and respected. What did I say about marriage in one of my videos? What does marriage announce to the world for a woman? For a woman. If nothing else, it announces 2 things when a woman gets married. It announces that you found at least one guy who was willing to spend time with you both sexually and non-sexually. That's what marriage announces to a woman's social acquaintances across the world. When she gets a ring on her finger, when she gets married, is that she found at least one motherfucker that's willing to spend time with her both sexually and non-sexually for the rest of her life, or at least as long as that marriage lasts. That's what that announces. That's why women love that shit. Second most thing that marriage announces is that when a woman gets married, she found at least one motherfucker that's voluntarily willing to help her raise children, whether it's the children they have together or the children she brought into the marriage from a previous relationship. That's what that announces to the world. In simple terms, when you call a woman a slut, what you're saying to her is Your sexual companionship is appealing, but I don't want shit to do with you non-sexually. I don't want shit to do. I don't even want to go to Dairy Queen and get an ice cream cone with your ass. All you good for is sucking dick and riding dick. That's all you good for. What woman wants to hear that shit? What woman wants to hear that shit? Think about that shit. What woman wants to hear that shit? That the only motherfucking thing she's good for is riding dick and sucking dick. Now, I know some of you guys right now like, well, shit, if the truth is the truth. I mean, there's some bitches out here, man, on the real, man, on the real. There's some bitches out here, that's all they're good for, having Roger Currie. I mean, no disrespect, man. But on the real, man, there's some bitches out here, that's all they're good for is sucking dick and riding dick. That's all they're good for is shit. Well, what about your ass? What about your ass as a man? What if some women was to tell you all you good for is paying for their motherfucking dinner and paying for their lunch and paying an assortment of the rest of their bills? You don't think women look at a lot of you motherfuckers like that? They may not say it to your face, but trust me, there's women who look at a lot of you motherfuckers like the only thing Frank is good for is making me laugh. He ain't good for shit else. The only thing Joey is good for is entertaining my ass. He ain't good for shit else. The only thing Leon is good for is treating me to free lunches, free dinners, and helping me pay my bills. He ain't good for shit else. Just like with some of these women, their non-sexual companionship don't mean shit to you. With a lot of these, with a lot of men, your sexual companionship means jack shit to them. So it goes both ways, man. My thing is this, and this goes back to my 1999. What we talking about, over 20 years ago? Chapter 6 of my 1999 Mole 1 ebook. I say this. Why are you pursuing a woman to engage in casual sex with her only after you fuck her 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times? You gonna tell your boy, yeah, y'all know Linda Jackson? Yeah, man, I fucked her last week, man. She ain't shit. She ain't nothing but a hoe. She ain't nothing but a slut. But you spent a number of days, weeks, months pursuing her to engage in casual sex. But now that you done got your rocks off, got your nut off, all of a sudden she ain't nothing but a hoe or a slut. Here's the question I want to ask a lot of you motherfuckers. Y'all judgmental motherfuckers who do shit like that. Who do shit like that. How the fuck are these women becoming promiscuous? How the fuck are these women becoming promiscuous? Didn't think about that, did you? Didn't think about that, did you? How the fuck are these women becoming promiscuous if they ain't fucking a bunch of dudes? Read my book, The Possibility of Sex, and read about my 2-year experience in that church in Los Angeles I was in, that cult-like church I was in, and see how that church, the experience in that church enlightened me. You know what I'm getting at here. Let's put it this way. How you gonna offer a woman a slice of cheesecake and at first she's reluctant? You say, oh, come on, eat this slice of cheesecake. And she says, okay, yeah, I'm gonna eat this slice of cheesecake. And after she eat it, you say, you greedy fat bitch. You cheesecake eating greedy fat bitch. Who the fuck offered her that motherfucking cheesecake? How you gonna sell a woman some crystal meth, some heroin, or some crack cocaine, and she says, no, I really don't want it? You say, come on. Take some of this crystal meth, take some of this heroin, take some of this crack cocaine. She says, okay, if you insist. And then you say you drug using bitch, fucking crack addict, drug using bitch. Insert dog face here. Wake the fuck up, man. You think motherfuckers in my father and grandfather's generation was all thirsty like you motherfuckers are and just throwing dick out there? Just offering women dick on a daily basis? How you gonna be offering women? Now, here's the deal. If you're a virgin, if you're a man that's a virgin, and you saving yourself until marriage, you got all the right in the world. Go ahead and pass judgment on women. Go ahead. I ain't gonna come down on you. Because at least you walking and walking, talking and talking and talking, walking and walk. If you're a man that's a virgin, or if not a virgin, all you've engaged in is strictly monogamous sexual relationships with women. That's all you've engaged in. Then I give you a pass. Because you got to read, even though I don't really, in general, I don't believe in passing judgment on other people's behavior, period. But just for argument's sake, I give you a pass. Because you talking the talk and you walking the walk. But you other motherfuckers out here, man, who throwing dick to every attractive woman you meet. You going out of your way to seduce women into having casual sex with you, but then you want to turn around and call them a whore or slut? Then I'm saying fuck you. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying fuck you. I despise motherfuckers like you. And I've said that before. Like, I know some guys in my real life that was womanizers and players when they were young. And now all of a sudden they got $1, $2, or $3. They want to act like they're all goody two-shoe now and shit. Why? Because they sexual hypocrites. They wanted to fuck other motherfuckers' daughters, but they don't want nobody fucking their daughters. Well, I'm here to tell you, just like I do in my book, Ooh, Say It Again. And I ruffled feathers by saying this in my book, Ooh, Say It Again. A lot of motherfuckers couldn't handle hearing this, at least the guys who got daughters. But I'm going to tell you, your daughter getting fucked. She already getting fucked if she old enough. Not only your daughters that are 18 years of age or older, but if you got daughters 15, 16, 17, somebody fucking them. Somebody's dick gonna be in their mouth, in their pussy, and even their ass. You better wake up to that shit, motherfucker. If you a father with daughters, your daughter's getting fucked, man. You better accept that shit. On the real. You love your sister? Yeah, your sister getting fucked. You love your niece getting fucked. You out here slinging dick, throwing dick to every woman you meet, but you gonna turn around and call them hoes and sluts. As if you're not contributing to the shit. Again, man, you can't offer a woman a slice of cheesecake, persuade her to eat it, and then turn around and call her a greedy fat bitch who has no self-control over what she eats. What does that say about your fucking ass? If every man, hypothetically, and I don't really like to deal with hypotheticals, but hypothetically, if every man in society said right now, I'm only going to have sex with a woman who's my wife or at minimum my fiance, how in the fuck could women be promiscuous? How in the fuck could they be promiscuous? With the exception of maybe with other women, if they bisexual or lesbians. Every heterosexual man right now said, I'm only going to have sex with a woman who's my wife or my fiance. How the fuck could women be promiscuous? Marinate on that shit. So no, I didn't contradict myself. I think if a woman blatantly lies to you, like say a new girlfriend of yours, a woman who you just proposed marriage to, she's now your fiance. If a woman led you to believe her character and her integrity was one way, and you find out her character and integrity is something totally different over a period of days, weeks, months, or years, then yeah, hell yeah, you should criticize them. I mean, I never denied that. I still stand by that. Hell yeah, they deserve criticism. So if you took my last video as saying I was contradicting that, then you misread something I said. I'm not changing that stance at all. But what I'm saying is two things from that video. Number one, as far as my scale, about 1, 2, 3s, 4s, and 5s. Number one, you should never start off treating a woman like a 5 and then later on treat her like a 1 or a 2. That's my number one thing. That's passive aggressive. I don't treat no woman like no 4 or 5 when I first meet her. Ever. Like, ever. Every single woman I meet, even if they doing their best Academy Award winning performance of trying to give me an impression that they're an innocent, wholesome, strictly monogamy oriented good girl, I treat all women like they done had their share of dick. All women when I first meet them. I treat them with the assumption that they done had their share of dick and that they want my dick. I dropped this game on y'all years ago, and I'm going to be a nice guy and drop it again. Speaking of the term assumption, treating a woman with a certain assumption, it is always better to treat a good girl like she's promiscuous than to treat a promiscuous woman like she's a good girl. Remember that. Write that down if you need to. Between the two, it's always better to treat a good girl with the assumption that she has been promiscuous to some degree and or polyamorous to some degree than to do the opposite. Because see, if you treat a good girl like she's been more promiscuous than she really has, you can always adjust afterwards for that. But I'm going to tell you right now, you run across a woman who has been promiscuous, but you treat her like a good girl, you put her on a pedestal, she ain't going to never want to come down off that pedestal. Once you put a woman on a pedestal, man, she ain't never want to drop down from that shit. And if you do drop her down from that shit, she going to resent you. That's why you don't want to ever start off putting a woman on no pedestal. Because, again, number one, she going to always want to stay on that pedestal. All women want at least one motherfucker in their life to put them on a pedestal. And if you abruptly, without warning and expectation, drop her down from that pedestal, she going to resent you like a motherfucker. I don't start off treating a woman like no 5, man. Every woman I meet, I treat her like she a 2 or a 3. Every woman I meet, that's my starting point. I might adjust later on. And, you know, if they show me over a period of time that they're worthy of being treated like a 4 or 5, I'll adjust my behavior accordingly. But my starting point is I always start out treating a woman like she a 2 or 3. Every woman. Especially in today's society. So that was the point number 1 of my video. Oh, I already went over a half hour. I didn't want to go over a half hour. Well, I'm about to wrap up. So that was point number 1. Never start off treating a woman like a 4 or 5 and then drop down to treating a woman like a 1 or a 2. That makes you look passive aggressive. And number 2, and again, I say this in my book, in my Mode 1 book, man. Why the fuck you gonna go out of your way to pursue a woman for casual sex, and then after you fuck them, you gonna pass judgment on them? You spend 3 weeks pursuing, Tanya Jones. Tanya Jones says, no, I really don't want to have casual sex with you. I only really engage in relationship sex. He was like, come on, baby, come on. You know you gonna enjoy this dick. I'm gonna lick that pussy good. You gonna enjoy this dick. I'm gonna fuck you right, make you come all over this dick. She's like, okay. And you fuck her like 3 times, and you go and tell 12 of your boys, yeah, y'all know Tanya Jones, man, she nothing but a whore slut. She nothing but a whore slut. What you're saying to other men when you say that is her companionship ain't worth nothing but sex. She ain't worth spending time with non-sexually. No woman wants to hear that shit, man. See, women play games. Over half the reason why women play games is because you guys are so judgmental. You don't get that? You don't get that? If it weren't for y'all Madonna whore complex issues, women wouldn't have to be sexually duplicitous. That's what a lot of y'all not getting. Women wouldn't have to be sexually duplicitous if it wasn't for y'all motherfuckers suffering from the Madonna whore complex. I don't fuck women and judge them afterwards. That's something I've never done. I've actually ended friendships with other men because of that. Like, there's some guys I used to be cool with in high school, college, and even a little bit after college. And once they revealed that they had that type of character where they would fuck women and then call them hoes and such afterwards, man, I stopped hanging around them motherfuckers, man. Stop hanging around them motherfuckers. I told y'all a story last year. I rarely decline a Skype consultation because I want to make money and earn a living. But at least a handful of times, I've actually, like I had a dude I pointed out in one of my videos last year. This dude came to me, he said, man, I've been hearing about you, Alan Roger Currie, man. I'm going to pay for a Skype consultation because I want you to teach me how to fuck these no-good sluts. That's what he said. He said, I want you to teach me how to fuck these no-good sluts. Now, as soon as I saw him make that comment, I said, no, man, that's all right. Go to another dating coach. Go to another dating coach. That ain't me. Men are sexual human beings. Women are sexual human beings. Period. End of story. Nothing more, nothing less. Men are sexual human beings. Women are sexual human beings. I told y'all in a couple previous videos, y'all, a lot of y'all men, y'all got an ownership problem. Y'all got an ownership problem. Y'all want to own the pussy. Y'all want to own the pussy. There's some women y'all want to fuck and y'all don't mind them fucking other dudes, but there's always that one woman where you say, I want to own that pussy. I want that pussy to only be mine. I want my pussy, I want her pussy, my dick to be the only dick that's entered into that pussy. Now, you wouldn't be off the rocker if you were saying that in 1918. You could get away with that attitude in 1918, but we're living in 2018. And so for you to even remotely entertain that type of attitude makes you look fucking delusional. Makes you look like you snorting crack cocaine on a regular, semi-regular basis. I told y'all before, in today's society, a lot of women who are 25 been fucking for 10 plus years. A lot of women who are 23 have been fucking for 10 years. 8, 9, 10 years. Wake the fuck up, man. Insert dog face here. Marinate on everything I said. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Say it again.
Yes, sir.
Who's the king?
Alan, you're the king.
Say it again.
Alan, you're the king. You're dominating me.
Say it again.
Alan, you're dominating me right now. Mode 1.
Mode 1.
Daddy, can I go, please? You're the king.
Say it again.
Oh, you're the fucking king. Yes. Yes. Yes.
You're the king, Alan.
AKA the king of verbal seduction. You know, it's the tone of your voice, how seductive your intonations are, the vibrations that you could just reach out over the phone lines and stroke a woman's breast just by the sound of your voice, how you could make her pussy so wet just by the sound of your voice. That's actually very hot.
So you said my show was what?
I said your show is powerful.
Oh, say it again.
Your show is powerful.
I bet the king would fuck me really good.
Oh, yeah. Who's the king?
Alan Roger Currie.
Oh, yeah. Who's the king?
Alan Roger Currie. The king.
The king.
The king.